Hey guys, welcome back to the Vanity Podcast. This is the 9th episode and the second episode with videos. This time I have the proper amount of people, 4. so now everybody's headphones works.
Yeah, we brought James out back and slaughtered him.
Yeah, he had to
be returning to the podcast ever again.
And now we have enough mics for everybody.
I know, and it's great.
It's great.
So good.
So yes, James has to be punished for killing all those kids. It has to be every podcast.
Never living that one down.
Divine retribution.
But yes, so I'm going to introduce everybody. Garrett.
Hello, I'm Garrett.
That's Garrett. Connor.
Hey, I'm Connor.
This is Amal.
Hello, I'm Amal.
This is Amal's first time on the video podcast, so make a pretty face.
No.
Okay, well, actually, I meant to do this last time, but everybody point at a camera, specifically that one, because we need a thumbnail. Absolutely brilliant.
That's so fucking bad.
That's gonna be great.
Are you able to have it set up with a thumbnail?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll just take a screenshot of that exact thing. And
What do
just
you
put a
What do you
thumbnail on
think?
there.
He's some kind of casual?
Yeah. Huh?
Garrett's a normie. It's just confirmed.
You ever edited a video before?
What? You don't know that Zach has a YouTube channel?
As Real Vanity? But actually, so I was talking to Kenny about this the other day, but unfortunately, when you click on my videos, like if I wanted to send them a link like straight to my channel, it uses my the first name that I ever used on YouTube, which is unfortunately Wipeout2fan. Which means to get to my channel, it'd be youtube.com/wipeout2fan. And I'm just not going to do that until once I get 100 subscribers. Then I can get a customized link and I can change it to my actual name.
You hear that, everybody? Fucking subscribe.
Subscribe.
Zach's a big fan of Wipeout too, I guess.
know. I was back in the day. I loved that show, dude. Wipeout was like amazing. I even got the Wii game for Wipeout.
I do remember the Wii game.
Yeah, I loved that. And then I did the in Minecraft. I do like the Minecraft Wipeout mods.
Oh,
for,
yeah.
like the servers.
Oh my god.
You know, all the pistons that would like change the clock in the background. But yeah, I was thinking about making a separate YouTube channel actually for the podcast, and keeping my like normal one for just like other content, because that way it's not just like podcast randomly in between like the regular content that I'll be posting throughout the year.
Yes, that makes a little sense.
But yeah, how's your guys' weekend?
Pretty good.
My week
Oh yeah,
has
happy
been
Martin
slow.
Luther King Jr. Day.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
That's a thing.
That's today.
everybody looks to the one black guy.
All right,
Dear
Amal.
Lord.
Hello.
We want your thoughts.
I want to stop existing.
All right, cool. Now we can all talk again.
Can we have your e-thoughts?
My what
Your
thoughts?
e-thoughts.
I don't
Your
understand. No, my e-thoughts are exclusive to me.
Oh, okay, that's fine, I guess.
I'm not sure.
It's a Rishka call.
Yeah, but you're not allowed to have her.
I don't think waifus count as e-thoughts.
Yeah, they're not real.
They
just
can
exist.
be.
There's a couple.
I mean,
Karja?
you've seen the... No.
I would count.
Have you Have you seen the, like... It happened a little while ago, but the guy that was, like, created the first tangible waifu, like, through, like, hologram, and, like, it's in, like, a tube-like thing.
Oh yeah,
What?
it was at CES. I think I sent a link to it in the Discord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I've
fucking
not seen
weird.
that,
It's
but
this tiny. It's essentially just. Do you remember the app that came out where it's like you get to talk to Mega Man?
yeah.
Well, it's
yeah.
like that, but this time it's in this little box that projects a holographic version of this waifu that just like can turn around, like it's a 360 model or a 3D model, but you get to like talk to it like it's a normal person, and it's essentially just like an advanced Alexa. Is really what it is. Like you can be like, set my alarm, and she's like, can I sleep with you? Like that type of stuff. You know what I mean?
Dear fucking God.
That's
It's
so
bad.
creepy.
Otakus are going out the bat shit crazy with this shit, dude.
Yeah, I know, but I mean,
it's wild.
like,
Like I like anime girls as much as the other guy, but that's creepy.
Yeah.
no, I know.
Imagine being so lonely you need to actually make AIs a thing just so you have someone to talk to.
I mean, hey, there are people that date their cars and fuck the exhaust, but we don't talk about that.
God,
I mean,
yeah.
yeah, we don't talk
Fucking
about that because
my
they're
strange
outcasts.
addiction. Yeah.
They're not people anymore.
God.
Uh,
What a fucking weird show.
well, yeah.
My strange addiction. Like people like eating hair by the fucking pound.
Yeah.
Or that one guy who was like, I don't know if you saw this one, but he was like, every time he goes on a date and he goes over to the girl's house, he likes to ask to go to the bathroom just to go to like to the tub and pull hair out of the out of the
I
drain.
didn't see that guy.
That is
That's
disgusting.
And they like interviewed him, and he's like, yeah, like I'll start doing it for a little bit, and then I'll realize what I'm doing and get grossed out, so I stop.
I can't. Why?
It
Or
just-
that one girl who drank bleach like on the regular.
Oh yeah, very small
my
amounts.
God.
Yeah.
She's trying to work up her tolerance.
The best part of that show is when they go to the doctor, and the doctor tells them, stop. You're killing yourself. And they're
They go,
like,
no.
what? What? There's no way.
What do you mean eating
Or the,
concrete is bad?
Or the show Extreme Savers or
Couponers?
Cheapskates? I don't remember.
I don't remember
But there
that
was
show.
one guy who was like, he's like, I always like to use like my tea bags in multiple ways. Like you can use them twice, and then you can cut them open and take the tea out and eat it to get it, and then you can save the tea bags to hold stuff in. And he like flosses his teeth and hangs the floss up on a clothing.
I think I've seen someone
clothing
do
line.
that.
But the worst part is when he goes to see a movie with his wife, and he he goes into the trash can and pulls out
Oh, yeah.
the large of each and
Yeah.
rinses them out in the bathroom, and then goes to the concession stand and is like, I want my free refill, please.
See, but like
Yeah.
the thing is
People
that
do that,
yeah,
though.
people
That's dis-
legitimately
it's
do that
Disgusting.
Yeah, it
on the
is.
regular.
It's funny that you mentioned that because literally last night I saw someone
Yeah.
doing that, and I looked them in the eye as they like picked them out, and they just like looked at me, and then I was just like, "You can't do that.
Yeah.
What are you doing?"
I never understood that. Like that's so gross.
Yeah, it's
For those that
super
do
gross.
not know, all of us have worked at a movie theater before, and so we are quite well versed in customers trying to scam us out of food.
Oh my god! I think one of the funniest ones was I was working concession, and this kid walks up and he's like, "Hi, I want to get my free refill," and I look at the bin and I'm like, "Did you buy this today?" And he's like, "Uh-huh," and I'm like, "I'm gonna need you to bring a receipt," and he's like, "Okay," and he goes back and he gets his mom, and his mom comes down and she's like, "I want my free refill," and I said, I need to see a receipt to show you bought it, and she's like, "Why? I bought it today." I said, "No, ma'am. That's a Star Wars Rogue One tub.
Yeah.
Rogue One premiered 6 months ago. I need to see your receipt."
Yeah.
And she's like, "I want to talk to a manager." So I went and got Dylan, and he talked to her, and he came into the scullery afterwards and just started bursting out laughing. Because she was like, "How do you not know it was bought today?" And I'm like, "It's fucking Rogue One!"
Yeah, I never understood how they don't think that through, like, at all. Because I don't know if you were working at the time. I think you were, but there's this one girl who came by, and she was like, "Hey, can I have a free, like, refill with this thing?" And which, again, was pulled from the trash can. And it was the wrong theme, and so I was like, "No, like, that wasn't from today, blah, blah, blah." And she's like, "Well, it's my birthday. Can you fill it up anyway?" And I was like, "No, like, that's not how that works." And she was like, "Okay, that's fine." So then she left. And then another guy came up with like the right themed tub and was like, "Hey, can I have a free refill?" And it had the tab, and I was like, "Okay." So I gave him the free refill, but then as he was walking away, we saw the girls like hanging, like they were peeking out of the wall, and when they saw that he got the free refill, they started giggling, and then he gave them the popcorn and walked away. So then I think it was Miss Faye. This was a long time ago.
Yeah.
I
She
remember Faye.
she walked out to go to talk to them, and one of the kids was pulling a drink out of the trash can. Was like, "Let's get a drink too," and she was like,
God.
"No." And so she talked to them, and apparently they didn't even know that guy like at all. They were just like, "Hey, can you go?" Because they already saw us like trying to get this popcorn, and so he just went and get like, why would you do that?
Yeah.
It's just so gross.
Yeah, no, it really
that-
is.
like-
Gross.
Eating after someone is one thing. Eating after someone who threw it in the trash,
Yeah.
that's
Like,
another
you're
thing
gonna get sick.
entirely.
Mm-hmm.
And then to get a drink as well.
Yeah, I think the drink is more gross than the
Yeah,
than
the
the
drink,
popcorn.
because that you don't know what people do to those cups.
Yeah.
We were cleaning a theater at one point, and we I like one of the cups lid was like slightly off,
Mm.
and I open it just so like see if there's any liquid inside or anything, so I know how to handle it. and there's chewing tobacco inside of it. And I'm like,
Nice.
wow. I really hope someone doesn't this pull out of the trash.
See, at least they didn't, you know.
Yeah,
At least
they
it wasn't
laid
on the
floor.
ground.
Yeah.
Like the worst kind of people are the ones that just like spit their sunflower seeds on the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah. I never like that's so. How do you just get a cup?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We literally have free cups so you can spit your seeds into. If you want to leave them, at least leave it
Right.
in a pile, you know, not just all over the ground.
I think the grossest thing I ever saw when cleaning a movie theater was a full diaper. That was pretty gross. Then it's always great when you see someone who spilled their full cup of our pickled jalapenos and the juice just slid down
Oh, yeah.
all the fucking way, and you have to go
mop
back
each
to the
lane.
you have to go get the fucking mop.
Yeah.
It's so gross.
I don't even understand the full diaper one. Like, where did you change the diaper?
Right there. Could you imagine sitting next to this woman? She just pulls her baby out, just fucking rips that diaper off, fucking just poop. Is like, if you were eating popcorn, I would not touch my popcorn for the rest of the movie.
No.
Oh,
Like if the
totally.
woman next to me just changed her fucking baby's diaper.
Yeah.
God.
That is
It's
so
just
gross.
so fucking gross.
There was also what was it? There was a used condom in one of the theaters one time.
Oh, that's good.
that's
Yeah, I think it was in Transformers
I don't remember.
or Power Rangers. It was in Power
That
Rangers.
sounds right.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kids are horny for their 90s
I was
nostalgia.
gonna say, who fucks in a Power Rangers movie, dude?
Hell
Did you guys
yeah.
watch that new Power Rangers?
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah.
I have not, but you already know I'm not an avid movie watcher,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I watched it on like a while ago. It was actually right after I rewatched the entire Teen Titans series.
Nice.
Yeah.
Epic.
But yeah, no, I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, what sucks is that it underperformed to the point where they're like, we had a sequel plan, but we're scrapping it. And then Power Rangers was owned by Saban and then was bought by Hasbro. And now Hasbro is like, okay, we're rebooting it again.
Oh, okay.
But some information came out because I saw it on like Twitter or Facebook or something, like the plot details, and it sounds interesting. So what happens is this is modern times, and they've already been the Power Rangers, and then they get sent back in time to the 90s,
oh,
which would be kind of cool. Which explains where all the campy shit comes
That would be
from.
cool.
So I'm like, okay, I can see it.
yeah.
I'm just mad that the end credit scene had no payoff in the first one because they teased fucking Tommy. They teased the Green
Oh.
Ranger, and I was so mad they.
Yeah, I always I was thinking about if they were gonna make a sequel after, and then I remember looking it up and it's saying that there was, and then not hearing anything from
Yeah.
it again.
They had one planned and written. It was just
They didn't have the money for it.
the thing is it didn't like flop. It
Yeah.
made its money back. It just didn't make enough for them to be like, okay, we can shell
Yeah.
out more money for it, which
Okay.
sucks.
That's how I think we mentioned this on the podcast before, but like with Teen Titans, how they were teasing it for so long that it was like that the original was gonna come back for like what we thought was gonna be another season, but then it just ended up being the crossover movie between like the original Teen Titans
Which
and the
was
Teen
annoying.
Titans Go, and I hated that.
Yeah.
I
A
hated
lot
that
of
so
people
much.
did.
Apparently, the Teen Titans like go to the movies was actually good.
Yeah, I did hear that it was good.
Stan Lee had a cameo in it. Robin killed Batman's parents.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was good.
Like he just runs into he like pulls out a gun, smiles, runs into the alleyway. You hear 2 shots, and then he runs out and throws the gun on the ground, smiling. You're like, what the
Not
fuck?
only
This
that,
is a kids movie.
not only that, but after like the second shot, the beads from
Yes.
the necklace come like
Yes.
rolling out of
the
the alley.
It's so fucked up, but it was so funny.
It's so good. Oh man, I had something I was gonna say and then I forgot. Oh yeah, okay. So speaking of movies, I watched the new anime movie Weathering with You. It came out in theaters a while ago. It's made by the same people who made Your Name. Have you guys watched Your Name?
No.
No. Okay. So it's very good. What were you saying?
No, they just said no, and I was like, oh, rip.
Oh, yeah.
'Cause
You saw a little bit of it
yeah,
last night.
I got to come downstairs to Zach and his friend watching it multiple times. And
Yeah.
I was like, wow, I feel really awkward. I feel like I'm interrupting.
So that was the first time that was my cousin, and that was the first time that my cousin had seen it. And so anyway, I didn't want to introduce him to Your Name and A Silent Voice Have you guys seen The Silent Voice?
No.
No?
No.
Okay. Well, that one's on Netflix. So definitely watch that one. I
So
recommend
basically, what you're
watching
saying is that we don't have any excuse.
that. Yes.
Yeah.
For that one at least. Your
Sounds-
Name is you have to rent off Amazon. It's only like $4, but it's really good. But anyway, so I had plans to pick up my cousin, and we were gonna watch it. But again, the reason why I didn't want to do it in the first place was because they're kind of like emotional movies, and he is kind of a little shit, like because he was at the time.
Is he just one of those people that rags on emotional movies the entire time?
Not even that. He's just like he doesn't have emotions.
Oh.
And so
I
like
see.
didn't want him to like watch them until he was like an actual person, which he is,
Yeah.
he is now. So that's why I brought him over, and I was like, we're gonna watch these two movies, and so a little bit of backstory as to what I'm about to introduce. Not a long time ago, but a couple months ago, his mom, my aunt, went through his phone and went into our DMs.
Oh, it's this cousin.
Yes.
Ah.
So when she went into our DMs, she saw a message that I sent him at like 12 in the morning, and I said, "Hey, do you want to go get some food?" And he said, "I'm with a friend right now, but we can do it tomorrow." And I was like, "Okay, that's fine." And then he said, "But I'm gonna have to sneak out." And I was like, "That's fine." And I was like, "We're just gonna go get Whataburger and like chill for a little bit, and then I'm just gonna drop him back off." And he asked me if I could bring any weed, and I was like, no. I was like, I cannot. And so then I was like, but I can still come over tomorrow to pick you up to go eat. And he's like, okay, that's fine. Apparently I'm the only person he talks to that saves the chats in Snapchat, which I do instinctively now, which is why his mom ended up seeing those chats in the first place, was because they were saved.
Yeah.
And so now she 100% believes that I have supplied him with weed before, and she does not trust me at all.
Damn.
Even though we told her multiple times that I have not once ever given him weed or had weed near him at all. And she was like, well, you were going to have him sneak out, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, not to do anything dangerous. We were both bored. We are going to go get a burger, and then I'm going to drop him back off. So apparently all the trust that she has, which she never had any for, his name is Ethan, for Ethan anyway, but the like little trust that she had for him is gone, and apparently she does not trust me at all anymore. So when I tried to pick him up yesterday, she told him that he can go, but he has to be home by 10 o'clock, which we were like, okay, that's fine, because I was picking him up. When I picked him up, it was like 2:45, like around 3, and I was like, we have plenty of time to watch both movies. But we ended up getting sidetracked. We played a couple games of Smash, and we played a little bit. I had him play Sinuous Sacrifice a little bit upstairs. Oh. And then we went downstairs. We watched the most recent episode of My Hero. And
Good
so
episode.
that was a very good episode. And so then we started A Silent Voice, which is a very long movie. That is 2 hours and 9 minutes.
That's not very long.
But for an anime movie, it is.
Okay, that's
because
fair.
normally they're like...
90 minutes.
Yeah.
If that.
So this one, for what it was, is pretty long. So we started it, and then I realized that it was going to be over at 9:45, and he lives 25 minutes away. And so I was like, why don't you like text your mom and ask her if you can be home at like 10:30 or whatever. And so he texted her, and she didn't respond for a little bit. He got pretty far into the movie. And then she ended up calling him, and I hear her like yelling at him on the phone, right? And talking about how she said 10, he has to be home at 10, and he was like, dude, there was no harm in asking. That's the only reason why I asked. And she's just like yelling at him over and over, like essentially about to ground him for asking if he can like be home at 10:30, because she does not want him with me past 10, because obviously I'm just gonna shoot him up with heroin or something.
Oh, obviously.
Yeah. So
100%.
she was like, if I don't drop him off at 10, if I drop him off at 10:01, where I'm not allowed to hang out with him anymore.
Damn.
And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? You know how ridiculous that is? This is the first time I've tried to hang out with him, and like this was the first time that he was here in like 2 years,
Jeez.
I think. Which like, obviously I could have picked him up beforehand, but he used to live only like 5 minutes away before he moved to where he's like 25 minutes away, but I just don't have the gas to pick him up that often anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so like it ended up getting it sucked because we couldn't watch the full movie together. So I stopped it like right before the end. There's still like 35 minutes left of the movie because that's when it really started to get like super emotional. So I stopped it right before all those events happened. I went and dropped them off at like 9:30, and then we both hopped on Xbox and just played it at the same time and just like watched the end of it together like through Xbox. But like it sucked that we weren't able to finish it in the same room. You know what I mean?
No, because
it's just
especially 'cause
annoying.
that suspension is all broken.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're taking 25 minutes to drive him over there, 25 minutes to drop back. By then, any kind of tension that movie
Yeah.
built
Is gone.
That's why I rewound it like 5 minutes before where we actually were, just like build it up a little bit more, and I paused it like at almost the perfect time where it was pretty much like dying, like emotional wise, because nothing much happened, and then it just like picks up like that. So I stopped it right before that. But you know, he liked it. He thought Your Name was a little overhyped, which I don't know if you guys heard anything for Your Name.
No.
It's good, but don't go into it thinking it's the best thing in the world if you do watch it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, anime movies, quite nice. They're really nice to watch in theaters.
I can imagine.
Um,
I was kicking myself I couldn't go to the Konosuba movie. I heard
Yeah.
it was really fucking good.
That was really good. Did you go?
I didn't go to either of those movies, but I did go to the Fate Heavens Feel ones, and those were excellent. Because for those who aren't aware of what the Fate universe is itself,
Here we go.
no, I'm not gonna go into this long tangent. But basically, there's 3 routes. There's the regular Fate Stay Night, Fate Unlimited Blade Works,
Unlimited budget works.
yeah, that Unlimited Budget Works, and then Fate Heaven's Feel. Heaven's Feel is being divided into 3 parts, and I watched part 1 in movies. I watched part 2 with a friend who has like a home theater set up.
That's nice.
Yeah, so I still need to watch part 3 because I already know what happens in it, but the animation that they have in there is just always...
I'm sure it's really good, especially if
Yeah.
it's split into 3 parts and it's basically it's in movie format. I'm guessing,
Yeah,
right?
so I mean, like,
So it's got to be pretty freaking good.
it's amazing. Like we were over in Japan at one point, and I wanted to pick up the part, but they were like $100 or something like that.
God damn.
I'm sitting there like, I really want to take these home, but I won't. My friend got them though.
BRB gonna buy $100 of magic.
Hey, magic, magic and anime are 2 different things.
Speaking of anime and fandoms that could be toxic, Byleth is in Smash.
Yes.
Oh man,
It is
I heard that.
currently the Mr. Sakurai reveals the new Smash character video that they put out is the most disliked Smash reveal ever.
Yeah.
Because like, I think Terry's had like 4K dislikes, Banjo had like 2K, Hero had like 3K, and then Joker is under 500 dislikes. And
Because Joker's
so the
fucking
dislike
amazing.
like to dislike ratio is so massive. But people are like, oh my god, another Fire Emblem character. This is such bullshit. Like, we don't need another Fire Emblem rep. Meanwhile, Mario has 9 characters.
Yeah.
Pokemon has 8. Fire Emblem just got their 8th. And they're like, oh, another anime sword fighter. But they're like, hey, Cloud's pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
Cloud's awesome.
I don't understand
Hero's awesome,
why
too.
it's such a big deal to people.
It's
Like,
not. If the moveset was moved to literally any other character,
Yeah, they wouldn't care.
nobody would give a shit.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit anyway. Like, I know that's just me because I'm not like that, big into Smash. But like, as long as the character is fun, like, who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like, I personally did not want Joker in Mortal Kombat. Like,
But yet his gameplay looks
his gameplay
phenomenal.
looks
It's
fucking
cool.
amazing, and like actually being able to see, well, one from playing Joker in Injustice to now seeing him have a fatality, like
It's a
that's
good
great.
fatality,
and
too.
that's a great fatality.
No, but the fucking everyone's like, oh my god, I can't believe that they would release like the final DLC character and make it a Fire Emblem character. They should have put it off to DLC Pack 2. If they announced like the first fighter of DLC Pack 2 as a Fire Emblem character, do you know how many people wouldn't buy the DLC pack?
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's better, and it sounds bad, and I don't mean like Byleth isn't a cool character. It's better to have a not as hype character as the last part of one compared to the first part of the other.
Yeah.
And just fucking, if you don't like it, don't buy it.
Yeah, exactly. And like, I know who's it? James really wanted Rex to be in like the
Yeah, he got
actual
a
DLC
Mii
pack.
costume.
And he got a Mii costume, but the reason why, or they said that the reason why they didn't put Rex in was because the game came out too soon from the actual like to put him in.
Right.
But then in this reveal, he was like, Three Houses came out too early, so I got the game 3 months early
Yeah,
to
he
then
played,
put the
he
character
played
in the
an
game.
alpha build of the game and played all 3 Houses routes and was like, I'm putting Byleth in Smash.
Yeah, I mean, it's still a possibility that a Xenoblade character or Xenoblade 2 character will be a DLC character.
Yeah.
But like this kind of cements it as he probably just doesn't want to do one
Yeah.
Yeah.
because he put Byleth and that game came out
Yeah.
after Xenoblade 2.
Well, the thing is like, Fire Emblem is a game with 17 entries. It is massive in Japan.
Yeah.
And Smash Bros. Is made by a Japanese company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is not surprising that a Fire Emblem character wound its way in. Because, I mean, a Fire Emblem character has been added
And
in every Smash game. Like, it's a...
I think
Because
so.
Melee had Roy and Marth, Brawl had Ike, fuck it, Wii U, god damn it. Thank you. Smash Wii U had Robin, and then like this one had Echo Fighters and whatnot. Also Lucina and all that stuff.
and Three Houses is like one of the top selling ones right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's the most popular.
It's regarded as a really good Fire Emblem game, which it is.
I'm really like, it's cool seeing all of the people's like photoshopped ideas of what the whole like second pack is going to be. I saw one that was like, it was a little out there, but the first one that they had was Hollow Knight. And I was
Oh,
like,
cool.
that'd be really cool,
Oh,
honestly.
that would be cool.
And then like there was there's a couple other ones that I saw. One was fucking, what's his name? From Devil May Cry.
Dante?
Dante, obviously.
Dante.
Because everybody was thinking that that this one was
That's
going
what
to be.
this one was going to be.
But then there was like someone put Sans, and they're like, he's already a Mii costume. Like that's the
Yeah.
closest you're gonna
Yeah.
get. Even like if they did do an Undertale character, the one that they would do would be Frisk.
Either that or possibly Papyrus. I don't know what
Yeah,
you would be able to do
I
with
mean, I feel like
Papyrus.
they would put him as
his
like
neutral
a,
B would be throwing spaghetti.
Bone spaghetti.
No, but Kenny sent in the Discord today. It was like the
template.
like build your own thing.
Yeah.
And it's like character that's not represented yet in Smash. Dream pick for a friend, someone you think would be completely out of left field, character that is already in the game as like an assist trophy or a costume that would be brought into the roster, and then like the last one was like one that literally comes out of left field.
yeah,
And there could
Waluigi,
It won't
straight out of left field.
the trailer just Waluigi crashes through the screen. It's like Waluigi is done assisting.
That'd be really good, honestly.
No, and the thing is like I'd be down for Waluigi because have you guys played Super Smash Flash?
Yeah.
I have
Before?
not.
Yeah.
Waluigi's kit in that game is fucking awesome.
Really?
He has, I think it's his neutral B. He takes out a dice block from Mario Party, and it's like Game & Watch's side B.
Oh,
It has a different effect depending on what you do, and if it's a 6, it like sends you flying.
nice.
It's so funny.
That is really
and
cool.
His up B, he swims through the air like
Oh my God.
like he's in Mario at the Olympic Games.
What
So good.
What character do each of you guys like really want to see in the second pack? Like personally.
Here's the thing. I'm sort of in the same boat as you are. Like
Yeah.
I don't really care
Yeah.
what characters get in. Like I main Rob for fuck's sake. Rob isn't even a character. He's a game system.
Down tilt. Down tilt.
Like I care more about like how they play than what they are.
Yeah.
I mean, Joker was it for me, and I got that. So,
Yeah.
other than that, I mean, I don't play Smash enough to want a character in the game, and already I have problems just remembering characters that I have seen. Like in the waifu bot, I'll roll by a character that I've seen before, and I go, who is that? And I'll just roll past them anyway and not claim them. And then I go back and I go, fuck. They were from this show, and I really like that show.
Man, it's like my dream character was Shovel Knight, and they put him as an assist trophy. If they could put Shovel Knight in it, that would be cool. But they did a deal with Microsoft for Banjo,
Oh yeah.
It's possible.
Give me fucking Master Chief.
What's the turtle?
What?
Turtle. What?
Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
The turtle.
Or the frog. Battletoads.
Battletoads.
Oh,
yeah, what if a Battletoad came in?
That might
I think
be
it'd be cool.
I know Battletoads are represented in Killer Instinct.
Yeah. Forgot about that.
Also, hashtag bring back KI.
I was thinking it would be funny if they put in the chef from Overcooked.
Oh my god.
That would be funny.
Great.
No,
And
not the chef, the raccoon in the wheelchair.
Yeah.
Oh my
That would be
God.
so good.
Yeah, and then all the different skin variations are just the different
Yeah.
chefs.
Yeah,
That
that'd
would
be
be
really
cool.
cool.
It'd be
Actually,
funny.
that'd be amazing.
What kind of moveset would you have? You just
Just
Throw
like a
vegetables at
burnt
people.
burger.
your grab is you put them on a table and you start chopping them with a knife.
Yes, that'd be great, dude. Please.
But imagine Halo music in Smash.
Dude,
Master
I
Chief.
I
don't think
would
I'd ever
not.
not play Master Chief.
I know. Like
I
there's
really just
so
want
much cool
them to
stuff you
come
could
out
do.
with music packs.
That
That'd
would
be
be
cool.
cool.
Yeah, music packs are nice. Music's
Well, and
always
they've been doing so much better after the colossal disappointment of Cloud was with the 4 music tracks that Squeenix was like, yeah,
Yeah.
you can use them. Like fucking what? Joker has 16 different tracks. Banjo
Oh.
has like 20.
I didn't know
The freaking Fatal Fury game, like the soundtrack has like 30 something because
So
Sakura is
many,
like,
yeah.
I can't choose.
that. Yeah.
I sent them a list that was like, hey, out of these songs, which ones can you use? And they just said, yeah, you can use all of them. So they put all of them in the
Yeah.
game, which is awesome.
Sucker
Yeah,
was like,
No.
yeah, I'm
and
not
then
choosing
and then they're
between this.
putting
They're gonna put a lot for Fire Emblem.
and then they're even giving like me costumes
yeah, like now
with soundtracks now because Cuphead.
floral.
Yes, Cuphead. Oh my god.
Floral something. Carnage.
Something like that for the flower
Yeah,
fight,
for Cagni Carnation,
which is great.
Oh.
which is a great song. Megalovania for fuck's
And
sake.
the
is
me
in
outfit
Smash.
actually looks
Yes.
cool.
Like if they do that with every like fighter where they put like a quote unquote premium me costume like Sans or Cuphead, I'd be totally okay with that.
Oh, yeah.
They're like 75 cents. You get a track and you get a cool costume
Yeah.
for characters you're never gonna play otherwise.
The Cuphead one looks so good.
it
looks
looks really
really good.
good.
I love that one. And
The
like
fact
whenever
that
they did his side
the
smash.
gun,
Yes.
the gun is actually his finger
Yeah.
pointing. It's great.
It's such a good design.
So like with things that fans love and then putting it in the game, I'm very excited to just do multiple mirror matches with Spawn when Spawn comes out in Mortal Kombat.
You and me,
11.
man.
I
I
know.
haven't touched Mortal Kombat since maybe 3 months after
Mm-hmm.
release. I played it with you a little bit at RTX just because they had
Yeah.
it set up, but I'm literally just like nothing is drawing me to that game until Spawn comes out. Because once it does, I am not touching a single fucking character.
That's fair.
I have wanted Spawn since the first goddamn Injustice.
Yeah. No, I was really
I've done my time.
Yeah, no, it's been
All 6 years
it's
of it.
crazy because yeah, they do like what 3 years in between each game instead
God,
of
it's
like
something
instead
crazy.
of one like you know you'd
'Cause
expect
it
them to be like
was-
every like a year or like year and a half or something like that. But
Because
they've
what it
been-
was, MK9,
And then it was Injustice, and then-
MKX, Injustice 2,
and then
MK11.
yeah.
God, so maybe it's been 9 years?
Yeah, I think it's been
Fuck.
9 years. But like, oh my god, because they got the actual I can't remember his name, the voice of
Yeah.
Spawn.
David. Oh my god. What's his last name? The voice of Arbiter, Keith David. Keith
okay.
David.
So
Arbiter, John Stewart, Green Lantern. Like, fuck, the guy's amazing.
they actually got him to be the voice of Spawn, and like they did an interview with him because they were like, how does he look, like blah 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 blah, because like obviously you've had to record the lines, like what do his moves do, and he's like, well, I can't tell you what the character does, but I can tell you he's fucking badass. He was like, I can tell you right now that they did Spawn as well as they could have, and all of you are going to love it.
Well, they were in direct contact with Todd McFarlane,
Yeah.
the creator of Spawn. So they made it as good as possible, and they put the cape in.
Yes, the
Spawn,
cape.
Spawn was a playable character in Soul Calibur 2.
Oh really?
And the only reason I hate it was only for because they did exclusive characters for each system. So like GameCube had Link, I think Xbox had Spawn, and then PlayStation had I think a Final Fantasy character or something. He didn't have a cape. he had because in Spawn lore, the cape can shapeshift,
Yeah.
and sometimes it takes the form of a battle axe. So he had the battle axe, but he didn't have the cape.
That's dumb.
But he has the cape.
Not
boys.
only does he have the cape, but the cape is one of the customizable items.
Hell yes, brother.
So now you can do like all these other kind of capes. And I'm very excited.
So excited.
I'm really excited to see what his fatalities are. Because you know they're going
It's
to be,
gonna be good.
fucked.
If he doesn't pull out like twin grenade launchers, because Spawn uses guns, ladies and gentlemen,
Dude,
all
Spawn's
the
so
time.
cool.
I love Spawn.
Well, we were at RTX. There was like obviously there's a bunch of like art everywhere on the
Yes.
convention floor.
It is hanging in my room right now. It is
I still need to get a
glorious.
frame for it. but-
Hobby Lobby has some really good ones for cheap, and they're like the one that I have. It looks just like glass because the border is like a
right
millimeter
there.
thick.
Nice.
But yeah, continue. Sorry.
So anyway, with all this art, I'm gonna tell two stories about this art.
Oh, I know the
Yeah.
second one.
So the first one,
condolences.
I know. The first one, it was they had like the how would you describe it? Like chibi type.
Yeah, a bunch of chibi style characters,
Yeah.
big heads, small bodies.
And they had just like a bunch of them.
there were probably 50 on the wall.
Yeah,
it was a lot.
So we walked through and we looked at all of them and we were like, "Yo, they have Spawn." And so me and Connor went through and we looked at through all the things, and they only had 2 left.
Mm-hmm.
One for me and one for
me.
Connor.
Yeah. Impulse buy.
Yeah, we bought that so quick. And
Speaking of buying things quick,
yes, this either happened like 30 minutes before we bought the Spawn thing, because I'm pretty sure I only bought
it was
the Spawn
right
thing.
next.
Yeah.
I think we looked over there, and then
Yeah.
you were like, "Okay, I want to go look at the swords."
And I was
I'll
like,
be
I can't
right back.
fuck this up again. So there was another art stand that was right by where those chibi things were, and they're on this like little metal. It's in my room. If
It's
I had
metal
yeah.
sheets.
They're just like they're printed onto this metal sheet, but they're like this just so fucking cool artwork of like all these different like DC things.
DC, Marvel,
Yeah.
predominantly women.
Yes.
Because like the one that I have is kind of like it sounds
it's like a Playboy.
Playboy, but it's Mary Jane in like fishnet stockings and there's like,
Like
a
a
Spider-Man.
bikini type.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like her shirt's kind of hanging off to the side. And there's like a Spider-Man and a Venom plushie.
Yeah.
It's fucking awesome.
Yeah, they're almost all of them were women, and they were pretty much all sexualized.
They were very much pinup style.
But
Yeah.
oh my god, they were so good. And they had full-sized ones, and then they had smaller ones.
The full size I think were like 50, 60
They
bucks.
were $60, and that is what caused me to not buy the one that I wanted right away. But I was looking at it, and the guy that was running the booth, he was also the artist. But he saw me like eyeing it just the entire time, and he goes, "Hey, just buy it." And I was like, "Yeah, but that's a lot of money." And he goes, "But it's pretty cool, huh?" And I was like, "It really is." And I was like, "We're gonna go like look around the thing." So what it was a Carnage
Spider-Gwen.
Spider-Gwen, and it was so fucking cool. And it looked so good, and it was the full-sized one. Like it was amazing.
The only problem was that it was the only one
It
of
was
its kind.
the only one, the absolute only one. And he goes, "Just buy it. I see you eyeing it." And I was like, "I know, but that's a lot of money." And so I was like, "We're gonna go look around for a little bit more."
We made it probably 30 yards away before you're like, "No, I want to buy it."
Yeah, we
It
went
was
to the
a
swords.
minute.
It
We
was
were gone
like
for a
3 minutes. We went to go look at the
Max,
sword,
yeah.
and then I was like, "I need to go buy it." I was like, "It's the only one." It registered in my head. I was like, "It's the only one." Like they didn't even have that version of the
In the small one.
In the small one. So I was like, "I have to go get it." So we walk back, and it's gone. And I look over to the right.
The guy is buying it, and they're putting it on a frame.
In this like perfectly sized frame. It's so glossy. It looks so fucking good. And I walked up to him and I said, "I was gonna buy that." And he was, I literally, I asked him, I was like, "How much?" I was like, "I'll buy it off of you, like with the frame." And he was like, "I can't, I'm sorry."
Yeah.
And I was like, "God damn it." I was like, "I will give you $100 in cash right now for this." And he was like, "No, I can't." I was like, "God, fuck."
Damn.
I was so upset. And the only thing that I could do to like, to soften the pain was to buy the smaller one of just the regular Venom Spider-Gwen,
which is still pretty cool.
which is really cool.
It's just the Carnage one was like red and black, and this one was like the
It's-
traditional Spider-Gwen
yeah.
colors.
And I even like I went onto his website and I scoured his website.
We scoured together for maybe 20 minutes.
That was a special edition one that he made for RTX. That's not even on his website.
Dude.
And so the only thing that I could buy was the small one, the regular one, and then I got a bottle cap opener of the Carnage Spider-Gwen. And that's the closest I could get to it was this fucking bottle opener.
Yeah.
It's gonna get a rip from me.
I was
Jeez.
so sad the
That sucks.
entire time. I was so sad. And then we went and we watched there's a Mortal Kombat tournament.
Tournament.
Yeah, tournament there.
It was Funhouse basically saying, "Hey, let's get some people up here," and we were trying to get Zach to go up there,
Yeah.
but he was like, "No,
Yeah,
I'm
but then
nervous.
I
I'm
was
not that good."
but
But
then
like,
I was
Zach, you're
like-
good.
Thank you. But then I was like, you know what? I'll go up there. I was like, I'll kick some ass. And so then I started raising my hand, and then like everybody, like I think even the people we didn't know in front of me, like in front of us, started pointing at me to like try to get me up there.
And then they found someone in Sub-Zero and Scorpion cosplay and
Yeah.
brought them up. And
And
the
they were
Sub-Zero
like,
had
"Come up
never
here."
played the game,
Oof.
and the Scorpion definitely had.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, rip.
It was
Yeah,
great.
it was-
just a slaughter.
Yeah.
It really was. But then they had this one guy come up, and the way he played was so fucking weird. Because they would like switch to a camera of like them holding the controller, and he held the controller and like kind of like a claw type thing, but like reverse.
So he had his fingers on top of it.
Oh.
So
Kinda
it wasn't because claw you kind of have
Yeah.
Yeah.
your index and middle finger. No, he had like all three of these working, and like this one was holding the trigger, so he was holding it with one hand. It was weird.
It
as
was
shit.
so weird.
But did he play well?
I don't.
He
remember.
was mediocre.
Everyone on the stage was mediocre.
Yeah,
which is
Yeah.
why
the
we
Scorpion
were like,
was the best one.
yeah, we were trying to get Zach to go up there because we're like, you can totally beat these guys.
Yeah, they weren't
Look,
that great.
James doesn't know what he's doing up there.
But yeah, no. I was like, damn, like that actually does look like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Also, because everyone was just choosing like Noob Sidebot, Scorpion, and Sub-Zero. Like I play Scarlet, which like technically she's pretty easy to play, but
But she's cool.
she's so fun to watch because her moves are so fucking cool with
They're
all the
flashy.
blood bending type things.
Yeah.
But man, yeah, that was I really the tickets are on sale again.
I think so.
And I was
but
like-
the only problem is that it's happening during July 4th.
Is it?
Yeah, it's over July 4th weekend.
Oh,
Yeah, so
Damn.
it's going to be crazy there.
yeah.
But back to RTX. So the reason they had the Mortal Kombat stuff there is because they were doing like a sponsored thing with AT&T, and they had like all the stations set up, and people are walking around like, "Hey, if you sign up for this, we'll give you some free swag." And we're like, "Okay, what are you giving?" And they're like, "Okay, we have this ginormous fucking mouse pad that's really nice quality with the MK Dragon on it. All you have to do is just give us your email, and we'll send you an email." And Zach and I are like, spam emails.
Yeah, we both did spam emails, but holy shit,
Dude,
those
it
were
is
so
nice.
premium.
They are, because
actually-
whenever you get like a mouse pad, you know how the cheap ones are like thin? This one's probably double the thickness of a typical mouse pad. And like the finish on it is super smooth, and it's like,
This
it's
is,
big
like,
enough to fit. It's like this big.
It's so
massive.
big. It's bigger than that. I'd say it's like out to here.
Yeah, it's big enough that you can fit a monitor and a keyboard on top
Yeah.
of it and have your mouse off to the side.
And I was
It's
like,
really fucking
it's,
cool.
It's I was gonna point it out whenever I saw you and Kenny playing Magic in the kitchen the other day because you both had your little like
Yeah.
pads there, and I was like here, like use this one. I was gonna bring it down for you guys, but like I think it would have been hanging off the table, like
Probably.
because of how
Yeah.
fucking big it is.
It's cool.
So I was super glad that I ended up getting one, but then they also had these like really like
They're like
amazing
challenge
quality
coins.
Yeah, like they just had the Mortal Kombat's like dragon on the coins.
And then on the other side was the MK11 logo.
Yeah, and it was heavy.
cool.
Like it was a heavy
They're like
coin.
brass coins.
Yeah, and I was like,
And they
how
just
do you
had
get
a bunch
this?
of them, and they're like, "Oh, you can just take them."
Yeah.
And so, and then towards the end, because it was like the last day, I think is when we got them.
Yeah.
They had so much extra. They're like, "Do you guys want like shirts or coins or whatever?"
The shirts.
So we got shirts that have the MK11 thing, and on the back it has Scorpion's like head
Outline.
wrap, and we got the coins and a couple pins.
Oh my god.
Like they just gave us so much free stuff.
I was a happy man.
It
I'm a
was-
big
Anyone
fan of
would've been
Mortal
happy
Kombat. So
in this situation.
and like with the pins, like it was super cool because obviously one of the main things that I was excited for while we were at RTX was going to the Ruby panel. And they had in each seat they had a coupon for like a bunch of gyms that the Ruby characters were going to be in a crossover
Knights
for.
Chronicle.
Yeah, Knights Chronicles.
Which I haven't played since RTX.
Yeah, I haven't either.
I stopped after the Ruby event because I couldn't get Weiser Ruby.
Yeah.
Felt bad.
So we tried. There's a bunch of like seats in the back that people didn't take. So we took like 7 of like these codes.
Yeah, you can only activate one.
Yeah, which we found out afterwards.
Oh, and also you could only activate it on Android, and I have an iPhone.
Oh yeah.
Oh, rip.
But
so that sucked.
They also had a pin.
They had a bunch of pins, but they weren't laid out in any fashion.
Yeah.
So we kept looking, and all we could find were Blake
Ruby
and Yang, and I think we found one Ruby.
Yeah, but we couldn't find a Weiss one,
Weiss.
which sucked.
So,
but it was really cool seeing all the different panels, like especially because I watch their podcasts all the time.
Seeing the RT podcast live is awesome.
Yes.
Seeing on the spot live was
my
fucking
god,
hilarious.
On the spot was so good.
That was the episode with Nolan North and Troy Baker. Phenomenal episode.
Oh my
Watch
god,
it
is so good.
But seeing the Ruby panel, we got to see a sneak peek at like the first or second episode.
It was the first episode.
We got to see the new costumes that they get. Like the third episode, we got to see the concept art. We got to hear the announcement of the Ruby and DC merging to release a comic. And then
they revealed that they were doing another spin-off book for the Team Coffee.
Oh, no. yeah, Coffee.
Yeah, is it? Okay, yeah.
After the fall.
Which was really cool. But the like another one of the podcasts, which like was kind of like I think why it was so packed was because fucking what's her name was there, voice actor of Cinder. Why can't I remember her name?
You're talking about the Always Open podcast with Jessica Negri.
Yes, Jessica Negri was on there.
She was there in full on like dragon cosplay.
Yeah.
Like shit was crazy.
It looked really fucking cool.
It looked really good.
And it was really funny because like the first thing that they did, it wasn't like the first thing up there, but it was pretty early on. They were like, hey Jessica, I have a question. And she goes, they're fake. Like it was so funny. But at the end of towards the end, they made us all whisper moist.
Oh, it was so gross.
It sounded like a bunch of demons.
Well, there was that, and then for the RT podcast, we're like, okay, everybody crack your knuckles at the same time.
And it was
was disgusting hearing 400 people just go.
It was way more than 400
my knuckles
people.
already popped.
Yeah, I did mine too. But
was gross.
I tried going back through and like looking at the actual video of whenever everybody whispered moist, but we were so perfectly synchronized.
It was
when you listen to it on the recording, it sounded like one person. Like someone behind the camera just went moist. And it was like it was just so gross. But no, when we were like there and everybody did it, it was I thought I was gonna die. It was so disgusting.
That's great.
But yeah, RTX was absolutely a grand time, I would not mind going again.
Unlike any other, it's really cool. Convention floors are packed.
Obviously,
a lot of cool cosplay. Which, like, if I ever go again, I have to bring something. Like, I have to do at least something because there were so many people that were like, because our friend Jonah went and Jonah's an amputee because he had cancer, I think bone cancer. So they had to remove his leg. But he went as Dante. Because he already has kind of blonde hair and he got it a little bleached and he had on a red leather coat and combat boots and like leather pants and was walking around and at the sword booth they had Dante's sword and he picked it up and we took a picture with it. It was fucking
really
cool. He got a picture with Wiz and Boomstick from Screw Attack, Chad and Ben, because they were like, "Yo, is that a Dante cosplay?" And he's like, "Yeah," and he's like, "Come here, let's take a picture." That was cool.
It was also really funny because while we were at the RT podcast, they were bringing people up there for like a quick second. It was like the scavenger hunt thing that they had, and so Jonah was like, "I really want to go up there. How do I do it?" He took his fucking leg off,
removed his leg,
and just lifted it up in the air. They walked by him and they saw him and they laughed, but they didn't pick him,
sadly,
unfortunately, which like sucked because he took his whole leg
Took
off.
a whole fucking leg off. It's really funny.
But yeah, no, it was really cool because like obviously because you get to see all the like the voice actors that you like there. And like we walked by multiple that I didn't even realize at first. Then Kenny was like,
we had walked by because we went to the voice actor panel. Oh no, we were on our way to the So You Want to Get Into Voice Acting with Monica Rial.
Yeah.
Who is the loveliest human being.
Sweetest person in the world.
Sweetest human being in the world. But as we're walking by, fucking Kara just walks by and I'm just like,
hello?
is that Kara? And Zach's like, who? And I'm like, that's fucking Kara. That's Weiss. And Zach's like, fuck.
And then we also walked by the voice actor of Blake.
Yep. Aaron Zach.
Yeah, which I love her.
She's
absolutely amazing. And then we got to whenever we got to that panel, which was a really cool panel, like in general. She gave a lot of
insight.
Yeah.
Just so you know, people who voice act in anime don't make a lot of money.
Yeah.
The way you make money in voice acting is through commercials.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
and stuff like that.
Yeah, she said voicing for games and anime is the way that they keep their sanity.
Yeah, it's what they do for fun, but in order to make money as a voice actor, you do commercials or voiceovers.
Which was, I didn't expect that at all, honestly, but it was cool to hear that. And then she had she technically didn't have this planned, but afterwards she did like a whole signing thing.
Yeah, and she was like, yeah, let's do a signing. Oh, wait, we can't be in this room, though. I think there's an empty hall next door.
Yeah.
Or she was going to do it in the hallway, and they're like, Mr. L, you can't do that in the hallway. So they sent us into like a reception hall, because it wasn't a hotel.
That's essentially what it was. It was like essentially the next room over.
Yeah. And everybody from the panel was just in a line. So Zach, Kenny, and I have a picture with Monica Rial.
Yeah.
We got her to sign. She was giving out like the major or the colonel from Genlock, and then
Sienna Con. Sienna Con.
And they were like little things, and we got her to sign those. And then we gave her one of our business cards.
Yeah.
Which was fucking awesome. She's like, "Oh my god, that's so cool."
Yeah.
And like put it in her pocket. And I was like.
And then also like during the panel, he was like, "Oh my god, she's the voice actor for Hell and Smite." And I was like, "Is she?" And the second I thought about it. The second I thought about it, I could not stop hearing it because her normal voice is the light
really
side.
High.
Is the light side of Hell. And so she was essentially just like talking normally for that for that version of Hell. But oh my god, I was like,
it was so weird because she's talking and then she's like, and I also do this character, and she does the voice, and I also voice the Colonel from Genlock, and then she drops to a low like Colombian accent, and we're like, what the fuck?
I was like, hello. And she's really cool because she's also ranked number 2 in the world for the most like voice acting credits, only
and
beat by a Japanese guy by like I think it was like 4 credits.
I
only.
think it was 40.
Oh,
I think it was a bit, but she's like, I really want to just voice act as much as I can because I think it would be really funny for this Japanese man to look up who has the most acting credits just to see this little Latina girl from Texas.
Yeah. Which is really
she's
funny.
also I think she's Bulma in Dragon Ball Z.
Nice.
Dragon Ball.
Which is really cool to hear. But yeah, it was cool seeing all the insights from all them. Have you guys ever gone to a convention?
I have not, but one of my friends called me out and was like, "Hey, you want to go?" And I was like, "No, bye."
Do you remember what convention he asked you to?
It was an anime convention.
Akon, maybe?
I don't remember. I'd have to go back and ask.
I
do want to.
I went to A-Fest, which was pretty fun.
Oh yeah, how was that?
It was pretty fun. I like the panels that we went to were cool. They had there was a group of voice actors that was doing a D&D thing.
Nice.
And it was the voice actor for Aizawa as the DM.
Yeah.
And then the voice actor for it was a bunch of like My Hero voice actors and then a couple of others. So that was really cool. I watched them play D&D. That was fun. And then I also just got a bunch of like, anime nerd shit.
Did you do the most weeb thing and buy a sword?
I didn't buy a sword.
How dare you?
Yeah, what the fuck, Garrett?
Yeah, come on. I bought 2 daggers.
Your daggers are cool, but I have a story about a sword that I bought.
Oh yeah.
It was, so I'm a huge Bleach fan. Say
You
what
bought
you
a
will
Bleach
about the
sword.
anime. I really well they
Story
had
over.
so they had like 4 or 5 different swords from Bleach. They had the original Bankai for Ichigo. They had Kisuke's sword, Rukia's sword, Kenpachi's sword, and then they had the redesigned Ichigo's sword from like the time skip. I'm like, okay, cool. I want that one. And the guy like grabbed one that was boxed up and handed it to me. It wasn't until I got and they're like, hey, you can't open it on convention floor. Like you can't open this box.
Oh,
They will
yeah.
confiscate it. So I'm like, okay. Get back to the hotel. I open it up. They gave me the wrong fucking one.
Oof.
And I'm like, how do I bring this back into the convention? The box is destroyed.
Yeah, because it was packed in there wrong.
It was packed in there really tight, and the hilt had like jutting out things, so there were holes in the box. And I'm like, okay, I guess I just hold it. And I couldn't bring it back Saturday, so I brought it back Sunday morning, and I'm at security, and I'm like, I have to return this. Is this okay? And they're like, yeah, sure. And then I walked in, and thankfully they were really nice. And I'm like, hey, I got the wrong sword on Friday. Can I exchange it? And they're like, oh, yeah, sure. Because the one that they gave me was the cheaper version. They charged me for the most expensive version. So I'm like, fix.
Yeah.
And they did,
Yeah.
thankfully.
Because I think you said you were just going to keep it until you realized
Yeah,
that it
and
was that they charged you
that
for
they
the more
charged,
expensive one.
yeah, because it was like $40 for the sword, and then the other one was like $25. It was like $15 cheaper. And I'm like, they gave me the cheaper one.
Yeah.
I also
yeah.
gave Kenny a sword for one of his birthdays because I was trying to figure out what to get him for a birthday gift, and I was like, man, I gotta get him something. And I tried to think of things that he might have, and I was like, everything I'm thinking of, he probably might already have. What's something that Kenny, like, so outlandish that Kenny genuinely would not have? And I go, a sword. So I go online, and I at first I started looking stuff up, and I was like, all these swords are like plastic or like really well made for the most part, but
They aren't like metal swords.
Yeah, and I was like, no, I want to get him a metal sword. So I kept looking, and I found this website of this dude, like a professional blacksmith.
Nice.
And I was like, him. I want him to make it.
Oh, was it the Zelda sword?
Yeah, it was the Zelda
I was
sword.
nice.
Oh,
I love that
yeah.
sword.
So I got on there, and I was like, hey, yeah, I forgot what I don't know if I got it engraved for him or not, or anything
really?
like that.
Yeah.
But I put it on there, and it was coming in, and it was like a week after his birthday was the date that it would come in. I was like, fuck. And it got to me one of our nights before D&D. So when I got there, I gave it to him, and I just remember everyone playing around with it, just like swinging it and stuff.
Yeah.
That was fun as fuck.
That sword is so cool looking. Like, whenever, because he brought it over one time, and he showed it to me, and he handed it to me, and I was expecting it to be a lot lighter.
Yeah, no.
But he let go, and I was like, Jesus Christ. I was like, it's a full, like, that's
It's
a
an
sword.
actual sword.
Like, have you sharpened that bitch?
You could kill someone.
But good thing
You
is,
run
it's
someone.
legal to carry it in Texas.
Yeah.
Sharpen that baby, and you're Zelda.
You're
I mean,
Zelda.
no, I knew I was gonna fuck it up, dude.
Oh, dear Lord.
Nice. But yeah,
Swords,
Oh, gosh.
RTX. Good times.
good
Another
times.
thing about
Conventions are recommended.
Another thing about Kenny, because you mentioned it, we were playing Magic downstairs, and this is like I'm trying to get Kenny into it. I can't tell if he's actually genuinely interested or not, but he plays with me, so it's like whatever.
It's hard to tell if he's into something.
Yeah. But so we're playing, and I'm playing a mill deck. I think we've all played Magic, right?
Mm-hmm.
At some point. Okay, yeah. But for the listeners who don't know what Magic is, it's a trading card game. And the basic rules is that you have a 7-card hand starting, and you have a graveyard, your field, and a deck. And that's all you need to know for what I'm doing. I'm playing something called a mill deck, where you put cards directly from your deck into your graveyard. And when you do that, if you run out of cards in your library and you go to draw and you don't have any, you lose the game. So I'm playing this deck that does that, and Kenny's playing God knows what, I forget what. And at first I'm milling him, right? And I'm countering his spells. So countering is just, he's not allowed to play cards, basically. And he's getting frustrated. He goes, hey, stop that. And I go, okay. And I start milling myself. So I get like 27 cards on my graveyard by this point. And Kenny's getting kind of confused and scared. He's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And I'm like, "Oh, you'll see."
Don't worry about it.
Yeah. And
Don't worry about it.
I mill myself one more time. It's his turn. It goes by. Now it's my turn. I cast Psychic Spiral. So for those of you who don't know what Psychic Spiral is, you shuffle all of the caster shuffles all of their cards in their graveyard into their library, and target opponent has to mill that many cards.
Oh no.
So I had 27 cards in my grave. Kenny had 2 cards left in his library. and then I just pull out another mill card and I go, "Hey, mill 2." And then he
Amal,
goes to draw the loses.
Amal, you're officially that guy. You
Dude.
fuck.
I dragged out because I was at Magic Friday Night Madness, and it's just like a little casual tournament. I dragged out a game because it's 50 minutes per round.
Right.
Or no, 50 minutes like per round, and then you have to complete 3 games within that 50 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I dragged the game out so long because I was so stubborn on not losing, right? Because I originally made the offer to this dude. He was an asshole, by the way. It was not like I was being a dick on purpose. Well, I was, but
But you were like, "Hey, I'm going to mill you out. Do you want to move on to game 2?" And he said no.
Well, no, it was game 3.
Oh,
I
game
won
3.
one, he'd won one, and I was like, and the timer ran out, and I was going to win, and I'm like, dude, because I had Traumatize and what was the other card? It was Traumatize that puts half of your cards or half of a target opponent's cards from their library into their grave, and there's another card that makes it so that they put the amount of cards in their grave from their deck into their grave. So it's basically like you cast the Traumatize and you cast that other spell and they
win.
lose. Yeah. So I have those 2 cards in my hand. Timer's out. I want to go on to my next game, and I think they give you like 3 or 5 rounds, one of the 2, at the tournament we were at to finish up your.
It's pretty
game.
lenient because I played Yu-Gi-Oh somewhat competitively. I haven't gone to a local in a while, but they issued new time rules where once time happens, the person like whose turn it is, as soon as they end, the other person has 1 turn.
Yeah.
And then it goes to whoever has the most life points.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty lenient rule.
Yeah.
So
oof. But it was round 3, it was turn 3 of this overtime, and I'm like, "Hey, listen," because I was feeling kind of like generous this night, and I'm like, "Hey," I didn't tell him I had win condition in my hand. I just go, "Do you want to call the game? Right? We'll just split the pack evenly, and we can like flip a coin to see whoever gets the rare in there, whatever." And he's like, "No," right? Because I'm like, we're in overtime. We're not gonna have like because we at this point we had a judge watching over me because our turns were taking so long. Because I'm playing a blue deck, so I have to think my turns out. This dude, I forget what color he was playing, but he was also taking an absorbent amount of time. So we have like 2 judges and a crowd gathering around us, and they're like, "Guys, hurry it up." So I go, "Do you just want to split the pack?" And he goes, "No." And I'm like, "I guess I'll just have to do this then, right?" So I traumatize him, and that puts because he was already pretty low, but I needed traumatize to go off so I could actually guarantee the kill because I didn't know how many cards he had in his deck left. And he goes, his turn takes like 5 minutes. And in overtime, that's a long time.
that's a long time in general.
Yeah.
5 minutes is a long time in any game.
So one of the judges looks over in my hand, and he goes, "Okay, right." So the dude, he's sitting there, and he tries to bluff his way to game. So he like swings and he swings out, and I have enough life to live at like 2 or 3 life left. And I go, and he goes, "That's enough to kill you." And I go, "No, it's not." So the judges literally have to sit there for another 2 minutes trying to figure out if he did enough damage to me. He didn't. And then I do the other card, and it's game. Right? And I'm like, and I walk away, and I won, but at the same time I was so frustrated with this dude because I was like, we could have just split the pack. I would not have minded not even taking the rare or the legendary.
You won, but at what cost?
Yeah, basically. But I was frustrated with that dude. But yeah, no, I'm that guy. I'll drag out a game to win.
So we are at 1 hour and 5 minutes now.
All right.
So we are at the end of the podcast. Is there anything any of you guys want to bring up?
Play trading card games. They're fun.
Yeah, trading card games are fun as long as you're not an asshole.
Yeah.
Especially. Go ahead.
I've been playing Hearthstone a lot, and that's pretty fun.
Fuck Hearthstone.
I do want to get back into Hearthstone, actually.
I played Hearthstone.
I just can't get into it.
I played it for a while, and it was fun, but then I dropped out of it, and when I tried to get back in, all the cards changed. Everything's different.
Yeah, it's
now,
hard
and
to
I'm
hard to get into a new expansion.
Yeah, and I'm like,
But-
I just and the game is so pricey too, and I'm like,
It's
Yeah.
very
it's not-
expensive.
I'm not playing this game.
In other trading card game news, Yu-Gi-Oh released an updated Master Rule, which Master Rules changed the way that the game functions. So like Master Rule 4 is when they introduced the Link monsters, which like you can only summon your monsters from the extra deck to zones that your Link monster points to, and they're like, wow, that was stupid. Let's not do that anymore. So now you can summon anything but Link monsters to any of the zones anymore, and it's going back to before Links were like a thing, basically. And the game is getting like revitalized, and a lot more people are picking it up.
Nice.
So
Yeah, cool.
that game's fun.
So real quick, we are ending it now, but I did
Yeah.
notice that that camera stopped working.
Hell yeah!
It crashed.
I don't know when, but I am hoping that the other two have been recording. So otherwise, I'll just be splitting between these two different angles. So if this podcast looks a little weird,
That's why.
if it gets to the point, if that one didn't save far enough, I was thinking of an idea because I realized a while ago that stopped. That I'm just gonna like, if it needs to be where we see everybody, I'm gonna like layer them on top of each other, like that anime moment, you know,
Nice.
it's like splitting
Nice.
all the different people. So I'll be doing that. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and for the audio listeners, thank you for listening, and we love you all, and good night.
Bye.
Take care.